Hi everyone, and welcome to my first response video to the new animation software OpenToonz. And if you're not familiar with what OpenToonz is, it's a 2D animation software package which is actually now made open source, which means it's free and anyone can download it. They did a premium version which you had to pay for, but now they decided to make this open source. So yeah, anyone can access it. If you want to find out more about the software itself, you can click on the square on the screen right now to go to Onion Skin's video where he explains it in more depth, and actually is the video that I actually heard about this in the first place. So go and check that out and subscribe to him if you haven't. The main thing I want to really see today is if this is actually a competitor with Adobe's Animate or Harmony's Toon Boom, which means this can open the doors for new animators due to the free element, and this might even be a new platform that animators decide to take. So yeah, this is actually my first time opening the software. And the first thing you can notice is we have the canvas here, and they call it Camera 1, which is kind of similar to the VCams in Adobe Flash. So that's pretty, as I said, like pretty standard. Everything in here will be, I guess, recorded as an animation. Everything outside will not, but you can use it for color swatches and other reference elements that way. Down here we seem to have the frames. Like if you might know Adobe Flash, it's up at the top, or you can put it to the side. But it's even they're more rectangle, but you still get the numbers on the side here. Interesting. Right, okay. Palettes. Right, okay. Here we go. Nope, fair enough. Nothing there. Oh, right, we have a color palette. Right. And that's literally just on there, the palette / edit tab at the top of the screen there, where we can pick different colors. A little bit nicer than I'd say Adobe Animate, especially with this 3D kind of cube. Just it's not really the world of difference, but it's just visually more appealing. Right, okay. Alright, so this is a kind of more 3D element, I guess, yeah. Which is kind of interesting, maybe, put in a 3D perspective, but I'm not sure if 100% on that. But so the first place to start is to get the toolbar option up, which has the pencil, tool, paintbrush tool, photo bucket, etc. So you can get that by clicking Windows, scrolling down to other windows, and selecting toolbar. And here we have it. You can just oh no. Oh, that seems to be what we have. Okay, well, fair enough. The main thing is, I said, yeah, like I'll be testing out the paintbrush probably and the fill tools today to get an idea of how they work. So I'm also using a bamboo tablet, just a standard one, nothing fancy. Yeah, I might have to look into that slightly, but for now we'll just use just a standard black one then, right? So if we draw, so yeah, I'm just going to use black for now then. So if we just draw a typical ball. Then we go down to the second frame. It's exactly the same principle as Adobe Flash, although you can use up and down opposed to the open, greater and less than shortcuts. So if we just, I wonder, I'm gonna have to, as I said, there's going to be a lot of features that you're going to have to look into with this, but at the moment this is just the first glance. I might make more as I go on, start using it, but go on. And there simple bounce tool. Everyone knows how to do this. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. One thing I do have to figure out though is how to play this through as you would. It still remains a mystery, but yeah. Right. Okay, right. So I've just been looking at a way of playing back any animation. So here I've just done a basic. I'll just go through the frames of a bouncy ball kind of loop. Pretty straightforward. And from what I found, I can find at the moment, if you go Windows Combo Viewer there, and you get this little preview, and if you click play here, you get, so it plays through the frames that way, which I guess is the equivalent of in Adobe Animate, you just control and enter, and you can preview what you've done so far that way. There might be an easier way to do this, but this is just what I found while looking through it. So if you've just watched that time lapse, you can just see that I was just testing out some of the main features of the software program, and I'll give a small verdict on what I feel, but I haven't even begun to scratch the surface yet. I'm sure there's so many more features and so much more that can be done with this. But I generally think it's got loads of potential, and how it's been used in some main production projects is amazing, and it's a very interesting concept. As I said, I'm going to wait for what others say about it and more tutorials to come out to start maybe even using it myself for future stuff. The problems that I did find also was saving and exporting. Like, I'm sure there's also ways around this, but it wasn't really like as familiar as with Flash. As you're given an option, export as SWF, and you go from there, and it's pretty straightforward. Whereas this seems a bit more in depth. You might have to go into it. Also, duplicating frames was a bit of an issue as well, but as I said, these are things I'm sure you can get around. And also the rubbing out tool, that kind of did it in sections as opposed to one swipe, which I found kind of weird. And even small things like the color selection, it's like, I'm sure these are all things that are achievable, but it's about learning new techniques, and I'm sure like people will bring out tutorials and stuff. But as I said, this is it could be a game changer essentially. So it'd be interesting to see what other people think about it. And I know that I've seen briefly on Tumblr and stuff that people are progressing quite well with it, and it'd be interesting to see that. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.